Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be covering what is multi-tenant cloud, 5 key features of cloud computing, 4 deployment models of cloud computing, and also I will explain 3 service models of cloud computing. Guys, we call these 3 as principles of cloud computing. Guys, I have uploaded complete cloud computing subject tutorials. I will provide that link in the description. You can watch from there. If you are watching this video for the first time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. At first, I will explain what is multi-tenant cloud. A multi-tenant cloud is a type of cloud setup where many customers share the same cloud resource like storage, servers or software. Each customer, called a tenant, has their own separate area within the shared space. So the data is safe and hidden from others. Guys, I will give an example so that you can clearly understand this definition. For example, I want to store 250 GB of data in AWS server. So what I will do is, I will open AWS website and then I will take one server for rent. Guys, AWS company contains many servers and each server is used by many customers. For example, this server is used by me and some other people. So in AWS, each server is used by many customers and we call each customer as tenant. So in AWS, multiple customers will use single server. That is why name. Multi-tenant cloud, that is nothing but multiple people will use same cloud resource at a time. Guys, not only servers, AWS also contains software, storage, etc. Multiple people can use same softwares, same storage and same servers at a time. And all these people are independent. Whatever data you store in cloud, the data is secure. No one can access your data. In cloud, each customer has their own separate area within the shared space. So your data is safe and hidden from others. No one can access your data. You have your separate space. Guys, these are key points of multi-tenant cloud. And the first one is shared environment. Multiple people or company use the same software at the same time, but each customer has their own separate look, settings and data. As many people will use same software at a time in cloud, but all are independent. For example, if you change any settings in that software, that settings are applicable only for you. That settings will not apply for remaining customers. Similarly, if you store data in the software, the data is available only for you. Remaining customers cannot see your data. And second one is customization. Each tenant can change certain parts of the application to fit their needs, such as user interface, business process, data model and access control. Guys, for example, if you rent any software in cloud, then you can do various settings to that software. For example, you can change user interface. That is nothing but you can change looks of that software. Based on your business, you can also change rules of that software. For example, if database is connected to your software, then you can also add or remove fields. Like you can insert new columns like employee name, employee details, employee mobile number, employee address, so on. And you can also delete some columns. So you can add or remove columns if your software is connected to database. And you can also do access control on that software. Like you can give passwords to that software. So whatever software you rent in cloud, you can also do customization of that software. These are some of the benefits of multi-tenant cloud. And the first one is cost savings. Guys, not only single person will use software, multiple people will use same software at a time in cloud. Not only software. For example, if you consider servers, each server is used by multiple people. Cloud will share resources. So you can use cloud in less price. And second one is better quality and user satisfaction. Guys, cloud providers like AWS, Google, Microsoft, Azure, all these companies will take feedback from users of the cloud. So based on users' feedback, they will modify any changes in cloud. So cloud services are improving day by day. So customers can be happy and use long service. And third one is improved security. We also call customer as tenant. Not only single tenant will use cloud, multiple tenants will use cloud at a time. Even though multiple tenants use cloud at a time, your data will be secure because cloud will use strong security models. So by multi-tenant cloud technology, different customers can use shared cloud resources securely at low cost. Next I will explain principles of cloud computing. Guys, NIST, that is National Institute of Standards and Technology, developed these principles. These principles contain 5 key features, 4 deployment models and 3 service models of cloud computing. I will explain each of them in detail. At first I will explain 5 key features of cloud computing. These are main features that make cloud computing what it is. Guys, these are 5 features. And the first one is on-demand self-service. Guys, whenever you take server for rent in cloud, then you can automatically set up the server. There is no need of taking others' help. So in cloud, you can set up resources by yourself. There is no need of taking others' help. You can set up or use resources like servers or storage on your own without waiting for anyone to help you. And second one is broad network access. Guys, by using any device, you can open cloud. For example, if you consider AWS website, by using any device, I can open AWS website. Just you need internet connection, that's it. So in cloud, you can access resources over the internet from different devices like phone, mobile, desktop, etc. And third one is elastic resource pooling. Cloud computing resources like servers, storage, and network bandwidth are shared and can be adjusted automatically. Yes, for example, I will take 100 GB of storage in cloud and I will upload my files. For example, your memory is full, so you can increase storage. And if you don't need 100 GB of memory, then you can also decrease storage. So in cloud, you can share and adjust resources automatically. And fourth one is rapid elasticity. As I already said before, you can increase or decrease resources. Resources can grow or shrink as needed, making it feel like resources are unlimited. As for example, I am developing project in cloud. So at first I took only 2 servers. But the project is very big project. I need 5 to 10 servers. So simply you can add servers. For example, if you are developing very small project, then simply you can remove those servers. If you want, you can increase storage. And if you want, you can also decrease storage. So in cloud, you can grow or shrink resources automatically. And fifth one is measured service. Guys, in cloud, whatever you use, only for that you need to pay money. For example, I will use server only for 1 hour. So only for that 1 hour I need to pay money. So in cloud, you need to pay only for what you use. Next I will explain 4 deployment models of cloud computing. Guys, deployment models explain how cloud services are set up. Guys, based on setup, deployment models are classified into 4 types. They are public cloud, private cloud, community cloud and hybrid cloud. I will explain 4 of them in detail. At first I will explain what is private cloud. The cloud is dedicated to single organization, meaning that only members of the organization can access it. As for example, there is one small company. That company will take cloud for rent. Guys, for example, if you consider AWS, anyone can use AWS cloud because it is publicly available in internet. Just I will open internet and then I will use AWS cloud. So anyone can use AWS website. It is publicly available in internet. So AWS is public cloud. Not only AWS, if you consider Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, all are public clouds because they are available in internet and anyone can use them. And whereas if you consider private clouds are used only by particular companies. For example, I have one small company. I will take one private cloud for rent. So only this company can use that cloud. Remaining people cannot use that cloud. Only employees belonging to this organization can use that cloud. So private clouds are dedicated only to particular organizations. Only that company employees can use that cloud. Guys, in public cloud, we'll use cloud online. That is nothing but if you consider AWS. AWS is public because anyone can use AWS. Just we will open internet, we will log in into AWS website. For example, in AWS, I will take 3 servers for rent. These servers are considered as public because in AWS website, I rented these servers. So the servers are considered as public servers. I have one separate company. I want servers. So what I will do is, instead of renting servers, this time what I will do is, I will purchase 3 servers in my company. This time this is considered as private cloud because instead of renting servers online, I purchased servers and I created one setup. Guys, in private cloud, company can establish own setup in company location or third parties also will provide private cloud. So this is considered as private cloud because only this company can access these servers. So we call it as private cloud. So in private cloud, either company can establish own setup or companies can run third party servers. Guys, AWS company contains many servers in different locations and place where servers are located, we call them as data centers. Guys, AWS company contains many data centers. Some data centers are located in Hyderabad, and some data centers are located in Bangalore. So AWS company contains many data centers in many locations. So private cloud can be hosted on-site or off-site. On-site is nothing but that company can create their own private cloud, or they can also purchase from third parties. As private cloud is accessed only by particular company, your data will be secure. So there is more control on your data and there will be privacy and security. So most of the companies which handle sensitive data, for example, if you consider banking, government organizations, they will use private cloud because they want to keep data secure. So large companies will set private cloud for their employees to securely store and share their files. And second one is public cloud. Public cloud is available in internet. Anyone can use that cloud. For example, if you consider AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, all are public clouds because we can directly use that cloud by using internet. So public clouds are open for anyone to use, like individuals, business and any organizations. That's not only users, many organizations can use public cloud. So many organizations, businesses and organizations are using public cloud. Public clouds are managed by large companies called cloud providers, such as AWS, Google Cloud and Microsoft Azure. These resources are located in data centers owned by providers, not on user premises. AWS contains separate data centers in many locations. So in the data centers, server, storage, everything is maintained. So in public cloud, resources are not located in user's place. Resources are located in data centers like AWS, Google, Microsoft Azure, etc. Guys, normally if you purchase any server, then you need to install operating system in that server. You need to configure the server. Everything must be handled by you. But whereas if you rent any server in cloud, then there is no need of doing any setup because cloud providers will configure the server and they will give you. So public clouds are cheaper and easy to set up because cloud providers manage everything. And how much we use, only for that we need to pay money. For example, if you consider Google Drive is public cloud because anyone can upload files in Google Drive and anyone can use Google Drive. So Google Drive is public cloud. And third one is community cloud. Guys, companies which has common goals and common policies will use community cloud. I'll give one example. Guys, for example, if you consider government contains various kinds of departments like irrigation department, agriculture department, revenue department, so on. And all those departments has only one common goal, that is the data must be secure. And all those departments has common government policies. So they will use community cloud. Community clouds are shared by organizations that have common goals or policies, such as government agencies and research institutions. This community cloud can be set up either in company location or they can also maintained by third parties in third party location. So in community cloud, all organizations will share resources by keeping data secure and following organization policies. This is example. Multiple government departments might use community cloud to securely share information and applications specific to their work. And fourth one is hybrid cloud. Guys, hybrid cloud is combination of public cloud, private cloud and community cloud. For example, I established a company. I want public cloud, private cloud and as well as community cloud. If there is any unnecessary data, then I will share it by using public cloud. If there is any important data, then I will share it by using private cloud. And if I want to follow any government policies, then I will use community cloud. So based on my requirement, my company want to follow any of these clouds. So now my cloud is considered as hybrid cloud because it is combination of multiple clouds. Any organizations that wants a flexible setup combining different types of clouds. A hybrid cloud combines two or more of the above models, public, private or community clouds. Hybrid cloud is combination of public cloud, private cloud or community cloud. These clouds are separate, but they can communicate with each other. It partially hosted in on-premises and partially in public or private data centers. For example, I will do private cloud setup in my company and we will use some public servers. If there is any sensitive data, then we will store it in private cloud. And if there is any normal data, we will store it in public cloud. So based on requirement, we can store data in either public cloud or private cloud. Next I will explain three service models of cloud computing. Guys, cloud computing will provide three services. They are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service and software as a service. I will explain each of them in detail. At first I will explain what is IaaS. Infrastructure as a service provides virtualized computing resources like servers, storage and network. You can get complete control over the infrastructure but need to manage operating system and applications. In AWS, user took one server for rent. So whenever user took server for rent, AWS will provide only server, but installing operating system and applications is your responsibility. We are taking only infrastructure as a service. And second one is platform as a service. Mainly software employees will take this service from cloud providers like AWS, Microsoft, Azure, Google, etc. In platform as a service, company will not only provide infrastructure, but also it will provide operating system and tools for coding, testing and deployment. It will not provide complete softwares, but it will provide only few softwares that are required for coding, testing and deployment. So platform as a service is nothing but cloud providers will provide infrastructure and as well as operating system. And third one is software as a service. End users will take this service. End users are nothing but users like us. Software as a service provides ready to use software application like Gmail, Microsoft, Zoom, etc. over the internet. Users don't need to install and maintain any software. Just log in and use it. Guys, whereas in IaaS, companies like AWS will provide only infrastructure, that is nothing but server, storage, etc. And whereas in PaaS, companies will provide both infrastructure, that is nothing but servers, and as well as operating systems. And whereas in software as a service, companies will provide infrastructure, operating system, and as well as softwares like Gmail, Microsoft Office, Zoom, etc. So just we need to log in and we can use.